Hey everybody, what's up? It's hard to believe it's already been a year since I made a video very similar to this. The last time I was down here at my park, it was a beautiful fall golden day. And well, winter is officially here. The holiday season is officially here. Here's my little frozen river. Not completely frozen yet, but getting there. Reminds me of that Joni Mitchell song, River. It's already been a year since I made a video about this, but I feel the need to do this every year. 28 years ago tomorrow will be the anniversary of the death of John Lennon, since he was brutally murdered, shot on his front door step in New York. Some of what I'm going to say, it's probably a repeat of last year. Some isn't. These are my thoughts on this person, and they change and they grow as I change and grow. I don't remember the Beatles being a major force in my family. I remember very vividly the morning that John Lennon, or the morning after John got shot, hearing about it in school. I believe it happened and was announced during a Monday night football game. So we heard the news that morning in school. I was in 5th grade. It was a cold, gray, dreary day. And all I knew of John Lennon at the time was that he was a hippie and a druggie. And so the impact of his death really didn't mean much to me until a few years later when I was in college and got to know and love the music of the Beatles, and then eventually after that the solo works of John and Paul and George and some of Ringo's. I don't know when it actually hit me. I remember watching like a VH1 special about it, about his death, maybe Behind the Music or something. And I just remember how much I was moved when I realized the impact it had. You know, seeing all the footage of the people crying, the candlelight vigils. It's pretty powerful stuff. To me, John Lennon is more than just one of the Beatles. He's an artist. He's an advocate. He's an icon. And he's somebody who, as an artist, as a lover of music, as somebody who tries to do some good in the world, I'm very inspired by him. As most of you know, I'm a huge U2 fan, probably bigger than the Beatles. And Bono the lead singer of U2, has made no secret about his influence by the Beatles and John Lennon. And when I see all of the work Bono does for Africa, and this seems fitting just a few days after World AIDS Day, when I see how Bono's been pushing forward with the Product Red thing, now he's doing a music service where you subscribe to it. It's a music magazine. All the money goes to Africa. When I see the change he's made with that, with everything he's done for Africa, I think how this all stems from John Lennon. And you see the ripple effect of one artist to another, one generation to another, and how we're all related, and how without John Lennon there'd be no Bono, at least the Bono that we know, that I know and love. So I thank John Lennon for the mark he's left on this world, for the music and the art and the idealism and the acknowledgement that we're all human and we can only do our best. He himself often pointed to his flaws. He was human. He was not perfect. He said at one point in the 80s or in the 70s about all of his work in the 60s with Flower Power. He's like, yeah, Flower Power didn't work. We have to move on and do something that does. When I see his art that he did when he met Yoko, somebody that so many people say so many bad things about, and the way I see it, John Lennon fell in love with Yoko Ono, and I embrace who he chose to love. He saw something in her, and she's done an excellent job carrying on his legacy. Look at that, just steaming up. I not necessarily like the artwork he created with Yoko, but like the fact that she taught him to express himself in a different way, in a very guttural, primal way. They did the bagism, where he just was in a black bag and didn't want people to judge him on what he looked like or who he was, but just judge the person in the bag. When he and Yoko got married, they did a bed-in for peace, and people went there thinking it's going to be something scandalous or something, and he took that opportunity to promote the idea of peace in that war-filled time. And the way they just embraced all these new ways of getting the word out and giving a voice to artists, I think it's something that he would have embraced today with things like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, and just the way everything's changing with technology and art and getting the word out. And I miss John as an artist very much. Every year I hear my favorite Christmas song, Happy Christmas, War is Over. And it just makes me miss the guy. It makes me wonder what could have been, how foolish, how random his death was. You know, what a waste it was. And I still remember when I was at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a few years ago, they had the exhibition of all of his sunglasses in a grid. And in the opposing grids, they had all these personal Polaroids of him and his son Sean at the time, kind of that personal era of his life right before he died. Right in the dead center of this grid were his little round mirror granny sunglasses. And there I was, seeing my reflection through the reflection of these sunglasses. And it was almost one of the most powerful moments of my life until I turned slightly, and in this amber column was a brown paper bag with string tied around it that had all of his belongings that he was wearing the day he got shot, and his glasses he was wearing at the time, slightly horn-rimmed, kind of the round 80s glasses. Then you could see the blood on them. It wasn't quite as graphic because of the amber glass, but you knew that was his own blood. And there was a sign there, a little message from Yoko, saying that this was all that was returned to her of her husband that she loved very much because of a random act of violence. And to this day I think of that as such an amazing thing that she shared with us, such a private thing, and yet as a fan of this amazing person who through him and his influence of Bono has influenced me to be a better person, a better artist, a better communicator. It's definitely, undoubtedly made my life a better life. I can't imagine my life without his music, without the music of the Beatles. It's a real shame that shining star died at such a young age. So I guess I just wanted to share some of my moments or some of my thoughts in probably yet another very long vlog. Very random thoughts. It's very cold. It's like in the single digits here. My glasses are steaming up. My feet are cold. And there is a ton of snow here. But I'd love for you guys to share your memories of the Beatles. Your memory of the day it happened. You know, the day the music died. And I guess now, in 2008, we still can wish each other a happy Christmas and remind ourselves that war is over if we want it. You know, some things just haven't changed. So, look inside yourself and think of the difference that your life maybe is because of John. That's all for now. Talk to you guys later. Bye.